Hi, I'm Jim from the Woodworking Corner, and today I ditched this French Cleat tool holder for my handheld router. It was a tough decision because this tool holder has been one of my all-time favorites, but recently I took the challenge of adding a router table to the outfield side of my table saw. So my thought was to take all this stuff that was from that other tool holder and mount it here. What I want to do is put a drawer, so rather than mounting it here and have to bend down like I'm doing right now, put a drawer on it so I can slide it out that way. Here I'm breaking down my old tool holder, and here's all the router pieces I am now going to be using into the new workbench. Here's my cut list. So yeah, I only need 7 pieces of wood to do this, and it's time to start breaking down the material. I'm using the table saw, and I would use sled, but my sled doesn't go sideways, and I didn't want to push the table saw out. So here I am now. The pieces are small enough where I can actually use my sled. Just ripping them down and getting all my parts together, and like magic, here they all go. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, I just finished cutting the pieces and then realized after I did it, I forgot to cut this piece. Okay, now that I got my pocket holes in, it's time to do some assembly. This is the front. The front is going to have a 1/2 inch overlap, so it hides the drawer slides on this side. I had made a jig a while ago for handles. I use this for drawers and stuff like that. So I can situate this somewhere and then use this as a template, and we'll make a hole in that too. So let's start on that. I'm using a 1.5 inch Forstner bit to do the holes, and then I will join the holes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the jigsaw to get in close, but not on the lines, because I'm going to clean it up with a trim bit on my handheld router. I guess technically I didn't have to take the template off, but I did have to clean out the hole anyway, so it was helpful to do. All right, so now I'm going to line this back up again. Watching this, they're probably going to see that I'm doing this upside down. Or should not be doing it over the table like that, but I didn't want to do it like this. But if they do it upside down, it has the wheel on the bottom instead of the top. I think I have one of those. Then I don't have to worry about damaging my work bench. Like this one. See, I bought these in the past, and you can see this one got a little burned up. So this one, the wheel is on the top, so it trims, so it keeps the pattern to whatever the top is. This one does whatever the bottom is and trims the top to the bottom. And I could do that, I'm going to have to take this thing off. The plate's going to be in the way. That was messy. Okay. So there it is. Just do a little round over on it and some sanding, and it's ready to go. So here I'm using cards to space out the drawer from the drawer slides, but in the end it actually did the reverse of what I wanted it to do. I was trying to give it a little bit more space between the door and the side of the workbench, so this way when it gets stuck there. But doing this in retrospect actually did the exact opposite of what I wanted it to do, and I ended up trimming the door afterwards. Here's the installation of the drawer slides. This is actually the first time I'm doing it this way. I've always done it in a different way that I might explain in a different video. But what I'm doing is I'm putting a spacer at the bottom. And that spacer, you put the drawer slide on top of that, and then you can get this way you know you're straight going back and forth. Here I am drilling some pilot holes and then screwing in a couple of screws. I'll end up using more screws in a little bit. And then what I did was I got a longer spacer for the top rail. So I put that right on top of the bottom rail, and then you can install the slide for the top. I'm using that block of wood as a spacer in the front, so this way when the drawer is closed, it's flush with the side of the cabinet. I didn't want it to stick out like a normal drawer face, so this one is flush with the side of the workbench. And then in a moment, I'm going to be testing it, and then you're going to see where I messed up before. It's like I went to go test fit it, and I'm like, oh, it's a little bit too long. So I ended up having to bring it back over the table so I trimmed the side of the door, and then it fit better. So something I thought I was doing smart ended up being wrong, but all good intentions. So here I am with that board that I used for the spacer in between the two slides. I used at the bottom to give it a little space at the bottom. So this lifts the drawer up. And then what you do is you just pull the slide out and you start screwing them in little by little. And then once it gets a little bit too far out, then you just take the whole thing out, which I'm about to do here. And then you just finish putting in the screws. Okay, taking them out, and now I am screwing them in through the top. And here we go for the test fit. And sliding it in, and fits like a glove. I like it. Looks good. Now here comes the fun part. Getting to load everything into my new drawer. I know my initial thoughts was to have a shelf in between everything, but it didn't work out that way. Everything fits nicely this way, and here's the top where I have the tray for all my router bits. I did get one of those screws to kind of go through the hole, so I should have planned out where I was using those screws. But for the most part, all my routers fit except for the straight ones. They go right down to the bottom. So what I might do is just put something at the bottom to keep them from falling out. But otherwise, I'm just going to throw them out on top. But yeah, got more router bits than I know to do with. Got some of them from a garage sale, so I haven't even used a lot of these router bits in the past. But there it is. It's like, oh, it's all said and done. This was a nice short project to do, and I guess here's, if you want to call it, the reveal. I guess I'm gonna go from old to new. Be a nice little upgrade. There's the old one that was on the wall, which I really did like how it looked and all, but it just didn't serve its purpose being out on the wall, where now I could just slide this open and I have all my router bits and pieces all together, all in one spot. Thank you for watching this episode, and I hope you give it a like and subscribe to the channel. I'm looking forward to doing more videos.